Um, all right, let's go and start at the top and start with the unfortunate news of Paolo Banchero. He enjoyed his first 50-point game of his career on Monday. Unfortunately, 3 days later, we got the news that we don't know when he is going to play again. Right now, he's going to be reevaluated between 4 to 6 weeks out. That's going to give him about 15 to 21 games missed, which is a quarter of the season he's going to potentially miss, which really sucks because he's played 72 games in each of his first 2 years, but he's obviously not going to meet the mark this year. So far, I know it's only been a couple of games that he has played, but he was averaging 29 points per game, 8.8 rebounds, 5.6 assists on a field goal percentage of 49.5%, 3-point percentage of 34.4%, and a career low in turnovers in 2.2. So career highs almost all the way across the board for Paolo. This is something that we talked about in terms of the Magic, that Paolo was going to have to take that next step to get the Magic to, hopefully the top 3 seeds is what they were going to kind of hope for. And he was taking that next step until this happens. Super unfortunate from them. What is going to be the impact for Paolo missing 15 to 21 games? Who's going to really step up? How are they going to adapt to this time that he's going to miss?
I, I don't want to go out of here. I don't want to come out here and say that it's not going to be a huge loss for them because anytime
Yeah.
you lose your guy, your leader, it's tough. But the Magic are just they're so deep right now that I
Yeah.
think luckily enough they're going to be able to tread water. This would be the same thing. Does anyone notice that the Celtics don't have Porzingis right now? No, they don't. You know what I mean? Like they're going to be okay. Now are they going to be top 2, top 3 in the East while he's out? Probably not. But you're able to tread water. If they can go 7-7, I mean, to me, that's it's so early in the season
Oh
that
yeah,
it's
definitely.
shouldn't be something he could take the time he needs to take. He can, um, you
Get
know,
healthy, get
get
right.
healthy down the stretch. He was averaging 29 points, 8.8 rebounds, 5 assists. That's the most points per game to start a season by a player under 21 since LeBron.
Yep.
So next level there.
Anytime you're in company with someone like that, you know that you're doing something right. Yeah, and you mentioned the depth, right? I think that anyone who's watching the Magic, they're going to see more of Jonathan Isaac, Mo Wagner, Jet Howard really slide into the starting lineup. They're probably going to mix it up the next couple of weeks and find out who's going to be the best rotational pieces here. And I think they're going to probably gear towards what they're strongest at, and that's going to be the defensive presence, right? With the team ranking in the league's top 10 in defensive rebounds, steals, blocks, there's potential for more defensive-minded rotations to help carry the load. Though losing Banchero really is a setback, his injury happening earlier in the season is better than it happening way later or right before the playoffs, and all of a sudden, all of it kind of just goes out the window. And it does suck, right? Because they ended up bringing back a handful of guys: Mo Wagner, Gary Harris, Goga, a couple of guys that were key pieces to last year's playoff run, making the playoffs and battling against the Cavs, unfortunately losing. But again, bringing back some of those guys. And then their biggest move that they made was bringing in a vet in KCP, bringing in championship level of experience and a veteran presence to really help this young, bolstering roster that is looking to make a push. And you brought it up right before the season started. They got a lot of guys that they're going to go ahead and have to sign like very, very, very soon. If they can't make a strong run now, they're going to have a tough time keeping all these guys, the important pieces together. So this really sucks. They want to be a contender. Losing a guy for a quarter of the season, yes, it's better earlier than later, and you have a deep rotation to rotate these guys in and out. But that 29 points per game, that's what you're going to miss. I don't know who's going to really come up with those 29 points per game because the defensive stuff I think is replaceable. It's the offensive side of the ball. Who do you really see stepping up the most to replace those points?
I don't know if it can be identified right this second, but I'm
Hmm.
excited to see who it is because that team is full of young talent,
Yeah,
players that have the ability to take the next level. I know they lost against the Cavs, but
yeah.
Franz stepping up
Everyone's losing
and
against the Cavs so far.
yeah, isn't that crazy?
Literally.
That's
Yeah.
so such an interest. It's so early in the season that, but you just kind of scroll through some of the stats that are going on right now.
Yeah.
First of all, do you see how many 3 pointers that Ant is shooting?
Yeah, it's a ridiculous amount.
And
They
he's at
fought.
43%. I think he has 29. And
Yeah.
it's like, whoa, like he is. like he's not just going to do that, right? Like he's not
Yeah.
just going to be a 42, 41% 3-point shooter now. Cause if he is, it might be a wrap for
Yeah.
everybody else. Like that's just impossible to guard. And do you know do you know who the youngest player in the history of the NBA to average 25 points and 10 assists a game is for a season? Youngest
Is it?
player.
Is it? Wait. What'd you say? What was the last thing you
Young,
said?
the youngest player
Right.
for an entire season to
Yeah.
average 25 points, 10 assists a game. He did it when he was 18.
Is it? Is it LeBron or is it?
It is LeBron.
Okay.
Do you know who the oldest player to average 25 points and 10 assists a game is?
Was it LeBron in 2020? I'm guessing.
It's LeBron right now.
Oh, he's averaging 10 assists a game right now.
From
God
18 years
damn.
old to 39 years old. Listen to me. From 18 years old to 39 years old. That's stupid, bro. That is
Yep.
stupid. Like the NBA is a hoot right now, and I hate to hijack this whole thing, but I can't even feel all that bad for Magic fans right now because all it's going to do is it's just going to give their secondary players a chance to step up early in the season. He's coming back. He didn't tear an ACL. He didn't pop an
Yep.
Achilles. He's going to be all right.
Yep.
And this is going to help them. This is going to help you guys. This is I'm not going to say it's good, but
Right.
it's going to be the best of a bad situation. Your other players are going to learn clutch time scoring. They're going to learn how to step up, and we're going to see who's a legit second and third option on this team, and not the second and third option when he's out there facilitating and doing his thing. The second and third option when he's not available, who can actually step up and fill that role. And
Yeah.
frankly, they're fun as hell to watch. So I hope somebody does develop for them so they can beat the Celtics.
Yeah, yeah. Good luck with that one. Honestly, I think you're gonna right now. KCP isn't playing to the level that he's expected to play, so I think you're gonna see a little bit of a step up for hopefully for Magic fans from him very specifically. Franz is going to get a lot of offensive looks, and Jalen Suggs isn't really you would think is the offensive playmaker, but he's still averaging almost 17 points a game up to this point. Again, 5 games in. 17 points a game almost. So I think a couple of those guys can definitely see a huge bump. But again, specifically KCP stepping up to his contract, and then Franz is probably going to be the focal point offensive playmaker on this team. So that's where I really see the impact going to is where is the offensive side of the ball gonna really develop. Defense, I'm not really worried about it. These guys are really good on the defensive end. The defensive minded head coach is where it's at. It's the offense I'm concerned about.